Thanks so much for joining us, Dale. Let's get started about our game against Port Adelaide on Saturday afternoon. So firstly, really close game, and Tom Cutler only found out an hour beforehand he'd actually come in for Dane Beams. How do you think he went?
Yeah, Tom found out about an hour before the game he was coming in. So look, he played really well. He actually gave us a bit of life on the wing, and he's a great athlete, and certainly saw that element in his game on the weekend. His ability to get up and down the ground, and he kicked a great goal in the third quarter, and he had opportunities to actually hit the scoreboard earlier in the third quarter too. So yeah, his effort was actually pretty promising. It was good to see.
Without our captain, who has such a high work rate and also offers amazing leadership skills on field, but how do you think people stepped up in his absence?
Well, I think it was pretty evident for everyone to see that. I think everyone stepped up. It was disappointing to lose sort of Bingham before the start of the game, but I think everyone sort of rallied around everyone, and the whole team sort of put their best foot forward and competed really strongly from the first minute to the last minute. So it was disappointing to lose Dane before the game, but what it did, it gave a lot of other guys opportunities to step up, and I think it's a bit symbolic of our growth as a footy team at the moment, that we've had guys being able to step in and perform at the level, quite well at a high level. So it just gives the group, great belief.
Yeah, it was an absolute nail-biter at the game, only losing by 5 points in the end. How did this game compare to the first two? What did we improve on this week?
I think we're a lot more composed with the ball. There's elements in the first 2 weeks, we just went too fast and we just sort of turned it over, and the ground just wasn't set up for that fast play. So we're just a lot more composed with the ball, and we just sort of took our time, and I think you sort of saw that last 2 or 3 minutes of the game where, previously and even at times last year, we would have just sort of rushed straight in and to a lot of outnumber, but we sort of just really composed with the ball and sort of just found the free line and sort of moved the footy around a little bit, and then we sort of really hunted in on our opportunity, and we created sort of 3 forward 50 stoppages, which Port defended quite well, but that composed ball movement to get it to that opportunity to score was a fair bit of maturity from us. So I think we're a lot more composed with the ball, on top of the other elements that we've brought to the game too in the first 2 weeks.
And I guess, does the composure have a direct relation to less turnovers this game?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you just look at the numbers from the previous 2 weeks. Like, we've given the ball back where we shouldn't give it back, and in the modern game, look, the teams are just so good. They're just going to really hurt you on counter attack. And I think this week, there was a lot better balanced with our offence and defence, and and that sort of really kept us in good stead throughout the course of the game.
One individual who did have quite an amazing game was Stephen Martin, who had 30 disposals and 49 hit-outs. How did the coaches see his work rate that game?
Oh, look, outstanding. Look, his work rate's phenomenal. Like, he shares the ruck duties, like high percentage Steph does. It's pretty clear for everyone to see that. But he also gets assistance from a little bit of Eric on the weekend, a bit of Walks on the weekend too. So, but he had a particular role to play, and he did it terrifically well. And 7 marks, and got back and helped our defence, and really sort of gave us that link, from the centre bounce and between the arcs. He was fantastic, and he was the one that was driving the ball in there that last few minutes, then got in and took the ruck contests, and so he was everywhere. So it's probably as good as game I've seen him play. So it's a fantastic performance. He's in really good form.
And just on that, you mentioned that Walks and Hipwood offered a bit of assistance, but would we ever think about having an actual dedicated second ruckman, maybe Oscar McInerney or Archie Smith? They're
coming along really well at NEFL level. So look, certainly it's discussed and considered, but I think what we're providing too, we're getting that balance of Steph, because he's so athletic and so strong. He can sort of just get in. He likes grinding the game out, but also too, our front half is starting to function pretty well too. Like, we're starting to get close to 90 points a game in our attack. So we've got a good balance of speed, and even our tools up there, like Hippie, is quite athletic at ground level. So we're getting a sort of good balance with our front half now. So it's just a matter of just putting all the elements together more consistently, and we're getting there. So we're not too far away.
One man that kicked a pretty impressive goal was Dane Zorko, but he's been tagged a lot this season. How were you working with that with him?
I think more importantly, it's sort of how he's dealing with it. We're offering him a lot of support, and you obviously have discussion around how you want to handle it and how he needs to handle it. But I think the pleasing thing for Zorks has just been his attitude towards it. Like, he's really sort of grown and offering that leadership. Like, he had to step up again and lead the team in the weekend, and clearly opposition he's a centre of influence. So, but he's been really good in the last couple of weeks. Like, he hasn't had the big numbers of last year and the scoreboard impact, but just the work he's doing for others around the contest, and he's still a threat. And you saw him on the weekend. If they release the shackles for 4 or 5 metres, he's going to take that opportunity. And look, he's working through it really well, and I'm sure there'll be a big game around the corner for him. But he's getting a lot of work, a lot of help from his teammates, and he's prepared to go to work for his teammates too. So he's sort of creating a lot of 2v1s and stepping into sort of little roles around the stoppage to free up a play that's not so much given close attention to. So we're getting advantage around the ball from that element too. So, and that's a sign of maturity from Zorks too. So that's been positive.
You said that he's getting a lot of help from his teammates. As midfield coach, you've had a lot of rotations through the midfield. We see Ryan Lester there, Alan Christensen, Mitch Robinson. What's behind that thinking?
Well, the game's just so demanding around the ball, so you just got to keep your power up. So we need as many guys as we can going through there. Look, we're still pretty young through there. We've got Jared Berry playing a significant role for us. Like he's 20 games into his career. Hugh McCluggage. Bundy hasn't played for 18 months and he's just getting his eye in again. Mitch Robinson missed a good part of last season. So we need that pressure at the ball all the time, and I think that's been a bit of a mainstay for us in the first 3 weeks. So the guys as a group, I think there's a lot of individual growth through our midfield group, but as a collective we're sort of playing our role and sort of playing our system quite well. So we're generating some real good opportunity for our forwards. So we just got to keep that work up, keep sharing the load.
Also, we've improved on our clearances so far this season. What do you think that's been down to?
I think a lot of hard work from the mids. Look, we've worked really hard over the summer just around the roles associated with our clearance work, and when we can attack and when we need to be more disciplined in certain parts of the ground. And I think that's just a sign of just maturity with our, we are a relatively young midfield group, but we've done a lot of work in certain parts of the ground. So, and just understanding what they need to do at certain parts of the game, and that's sort of been pretty evident. Like last year, we were probably a little bit sort of maybe at times a little bit rushed and want to sort of take everything. It's more about just getting the ball to certain parts of the ground and setting up again, because we've been quite good with our clearance work to this point. But it's been a lot of hard work from the mids, and obviously with myself and Hutto sort of endeavouring to set that up. But the players deserve a bit of credit for the work they've done to this point.
And I guess along with that is our contested football, which is just getting better and better each week, do you believe?
Oh, absolutely, but it's the same thing. Like the whole club's sort of invested in that, so it's a bit. If you work hard at something, you're generally going to improve it. So to this point, it's been good, and like we're going to get each week, you're going to be challenged because every team is chasing that part. Because what it does, if you can win the ball from a neutral situation, it just creates opportunity, closer to your goal in a simple form. So, we just got to keep working at it. Richmond are going to provide a real tough task this week with their mids and their big bodies, but to this point, we're holding up pretty well, and we just got to keep evolving that. And like it's been work in progress. There's been little wins in the contested ball stuff in the first 3 weeks. So we'll continue to evolve that, and I'm sure as the season goes on and we develop as a group, that'll continue to get better.
And is there a real sense of belief with this group after 3 really, really close games?
We're getting close. But at some point, we don't want to be satisfied with the weekend. Like we thought, if we could do things well on the weekend as a team, that we'd give ourselves a great chance, and we executed most things pretty well. There was just a couple of lapses in the third quarter. So we just got to keep taking each moment and each minute as it comes, and each opportunity. So we're getting better with that, and we're understanding what it takes, and where the game's at a certain time and the state of play and what's required. So we'll just keep working, but at some point, we've got to step through that door that's been left open for us in the first 3 games, and let's hopefully it'll be this week.
Thanks so much, Dale, and all the best in your preparation for Richmond this weekend.
No worries.